Hello, chat. Today is this very special episode. Normally, you'd have to pay to hear content like this, but I snuck into our Patreon vaults and pried this episode from Carson's grimy hands. And now I'm releasing it. I'm leaking it to all of you. So you better listen quick before Carson finds out and kills me over it. All right? Please. And subscribe to the Patreon while you're at it. Oh, fuck, I think
So
we have talked for the last how long?
hour and a half.
something
Really?
like that.
Is it
Maybe 2
recording right
hours.
now?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, well, we stopped recording at what time?
Well, we
Stopped the first episode.
We stopped the
11:30?
main episode. I think it was earlier than that. I think it was like 10:45.
Jesus,
It's like 10:45. It is 1:32 a.m.
Yeah.
you're getting some late night delirium.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Yeah.
I have to go
uh,
to bed soon. Yes.
Oh, cringe.
Gay.
I've
get
got
sick of Patreon,
Iron
right?
Fist to watch
Yeah, absolutely.
and dogs to take care of.
Yeah.
I have Brooklyn Nine-Nine to watch. I've been rewatching that.
Yeah.
You
How
have-
is it?
Fucking love that show, dog.
Yeah.
So
Hell
funny.
yeah.
What was the other thing you wanted to tell us about
On the pod, yeah.
on pod?
So I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
in the hypothetical event that there's a Dowboys, a band called Love, Bummer Hill tour.
Uh-huh.
Let's just pretend,
Yeah.
everybody on Patreon, that
Just
that's
imagine
something
that
that's
this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it was, there would be about a 40 to 50% chance of it happening.
Yeah.
I think the one of should be This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast.
wait. What I've
Just a live
It should be a
podcast.
live podcast every night.
would like make me one of the hosts for a
At
night.
doors.
Yeah.
At doors.
You're like,
That would be a great way for people to leave the show before anyone has
Just
started
so
playing.
just
funny,
listen to
dude.
the three of us try to talk about Fall Out Boy and fail for like 90% of the thing. And just talk about
you
every
imagine?
Having to stick to like a show schedule
yeah
with how
like,
fucking off track this gets.
like it's like at least 30% of the show would be it's like 30% of the conversation is like imminent Dowboys plans. Then it's about other TV shows and movies y'all watch, and then we eventually get to Dowboys.
to Fall Out Boy.
I think I divulge more important Dowboys information on this podcast than I do in like
Anywhere
any
else. Yeah.
interview ever.
It's because you're just shooting the shit with friends too. That's part
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it happens all that when I listen to that. It's not Bad Christian anymore because they're like they shelved that IP, but they're still doing the Emery podcast, which is called Songs and Stories. So it's the same dudes minus Joey the pastor, and like Aaron
Interesting.
from Massachusetts. It's good, but it's basically just them doing the same shit where they're like they'll talk about plans. Like I'm subscribed to them and everything still, and they'll like just be like, oh shit, did we say that on the podcast? Well, I guess it's out there now, and they'll talk about whatever it is there, and I'm like, this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I think Cowboys fans probably appreciate it.
That band's got to send us an offer.
Oh, it'll happen. They know who you are.
No shit.
Yeah, they do know who you are
How do you know that?
because I know people who know them. Because also me and Blake worked for them.
Can you
Remember
bump it a little bit? Can you,
me?
you
Oh, can I
poke the
nudge
bear
that?
a little bit more?
I don't. I mean, I still have all their numbers. I haven't talked to them in like a couple years. But I went and saw. Well, that's not true. I saw them on the In Shallow Seas tour this past summer with Jonathan, and I said hey to them because I haven't talked to them in a while.
Okay.
But
Bleep
no, I
this
love.
band name, Future Dawson. I don't
Okay.
think we're getting the Under Oath tour. So if they're doing something in that,
Oh, they sent. Did
timeline-
y'all? They offered y'all something?
Under
Holy
Oath?
shit! Yeah.
No, I
Oh.
don't think we're getting it. We submitted for
Oh,
it.
you submitted that. My bad. Okay.
No.
I thought that they like sent you a contingent offer or something.
I'll send a text reminder to bleep that name right now so that I remember to bleep it.
And if Emery's doing something at that time, I would like to tour with Emery.
That one's gonna happen the way, dude. That's gonna happen the way like Furnace Fest happened. Because remember, at,
True.
like first Furnace Fest, I was like, dude, like we're gonna get you on Furnace Fest, and like as if I worked for y'all, and then y'all were just on it. So it's like like just
True.
yeah. So it was like, come on, dude. Everyone else like it's. And I remember I explained like the whole. I was like, have you
Yeah.
ever heard of Furnace Fest? You're like, I think so. What is that? And I gave Carson like the Ian version of like a Wikipedia article about Furnace Fest to
Yeah.
explain to him what.
Which I
Furnace
knew
Fest
about it
was.
because of Norma,
Yeah.
but Norma Jean.
Yeah, because
But
that set
because of
video,
that video, yeah. But
Yeah. No, it's really funny.
It's so crazy that we played that stage. Like that
That's so
stage
cool.
that's in that video.
That stage is so funny to me because it's like so much wider, like from back to front than
Yes.
it looks, and
Yes,
it's also
dude.
like, and for whatever reason, and this probably happened like when you were there like the whole time, but like I remember when I was watching, me and Tim and Ryan, I know Ryan was in the crowd. We were watching Knocked Loose and Turnstile side stage on that stage in 2021, and it was so funny because like that earlier that day I'd watched someone side stage. I was like Comeback Hit or somebody, and I was like, man, this is a much bigger stage than I thought it was. I was like, there's so much room for activities, kind of
Real
thing.
deep.
And yeah, it's real deep. And and then when Knocked Loose was playing, there was nowhere to stand. It was like literally
Yeah.
like I was like doing this with like people's, like I was like next to people's kids. I'm like shuffling right now, like no one can see me.
Yeah.
But I was like trying to like have my own space, and I felt like I was in a cramped elevator on that stage during Knocked Loose and Turnstiles. It was awful.
Damn.
When I got up to do my Zayo feature,
Yeah,
because that was like day 1 or 2.
that was so sick.
It was awesome. It was
Yeah.
a dream come true. I played the song that I was doing with them first,
Mhm.
and like I was close to the drum riser.
Mhm.
I thought I was gonna time it perfectly. I was like, I know exactly which line
Mhm.
I'm gonna run up to the
Yeah.
guitar player's mic,
Mhm.
and I like got I like kind of like slowly, sauntered on stage to
Mhm.
like, just make my presence known or whatever.
Yeah.
And it took me so long to get the fucking mic.
You were just doing this.
I was like, I like walked up and I like, and by the time I like was unhooking the mic, I was like, I have to sing now. Like,
That was me the first time. Not so it wasn't this past show that y'all played here, but the show last year that y'all did with drugs.
oh
When
yeah.
I had to, because Jackie didn't know I was coming on stage to do that, I had to like get like the mic unwrapped. For a
Oh
second.
yeah, it was there.
It was so awkward for a second.
I was like, damn, they didn't plan this very
No,
good,
so
did they?
Jackie was the last time. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm doing title track with y'all. Like, and he was like, they were like, hell yeah.
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 It was a whole thing.
Yeah. Dom wouldn't get let in by security through the through the curtain, so I had to be like, if you see an Italian guy with a mustache, he's allowed to come back here.
I think the funniest thing is that like that was happening to him and like a couple other people,
Yeah.
and like after you walked me through the one time, it was like because the security guy at the curtain was like one of the newer people at the mask, so like it's no one I'm friends with. But he just let me come and go as if it was like, hey, can I go get some water? And he's like, yeah, you're fine. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I kept trying to like wave, and he would just like not care. And then everyone else was getting stopped. I felt so bad.
Dude,
You had the sauce, I guess.
Yeah, bro.
you just look like a band guy.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Ah, Cholo
the
outfit.
Cholo outfit.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that I look like an overweight Jason Momoa from LA.
Speaking of Jason Momoa, welcome back to the Patreon version of this podcast where we don't talk about Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly forbidden.
Strictly forbidden to talk about Fall Out Boy. Not really, but yeah, Ian's back. If you couldn't tell,
I'm
if you were
back.
like, who the hell is this guy?
I am so back.
What the hell?
It's Ian again.
Mhm.
And we are talking about other things. I know I mentioned the Netflix Marvel shows
Iron
in
Fist.
the proper episode, Iron Fist specifically.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really bad.
Okay. So I'm not missing much.
No, not at all.
Hell yeah.
It gets better as it goes on, but then it also gets worse.
Fuck.
It's so crazy. Like I remember that show dropping, and it got like an 18 on Rotten Tomatoes, and like I still looked at that website when the first season dropped.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, that's fucking bad. And then I tried watching it like at school one time, and like I had it pulled up on my laptop, and I watched the opening theme, like the opening little cinematic that they do, because like Daredevil and Jessica Jones both have really good opening cinematics. And I watched the Iron Fist one, and I turned off the show because it was so bad. And the Iron Fist's opening is so bad that I have watched it every single episode. Because I'm like, how
That is
did this
awesome.
happen?
That fucking rocks.
Like, how did they let it get to this point? It's like, and if you've ever seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like, it's just this little fucking like goo man, completely made of black goo, and he's like doing fucking kung fu moves.
I thought you said goon man, and
No,
I thought
no.
you were about to get back into the gooning thing from the last episode.
No.
What did I say?
It was, which celebrities do you think have had the longest goon sentence? Or at 24?
Which celebrities
I think
capable
I
of
said something like you can still goon and have a wonderfully productive life. Look at me.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. This is
Look at me.
If y'all want to know how like naive I can still be at age 30, just because there's a lot of critical life experience I have missed out on, despite what my life has been like.
Like gooning.
Yeah. Fuck, you beat me to it.
I knew what
If I wasn't
I
chewing ice, I
knew-
would have said it.
I knew what it meant, but because y'all were talking about it the way you were, I Googled it again just to make sure I was right. I'm not joking.
I
was
hate
like-
that we have to fucking gamify everything, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean? Like gooning? Like you don't think gooning is natural?
This is the conversation.
so okay, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What are we defining as gooning?
So gooning is the it's basically edging for a really fucking long
To
time.
the point that it's like
Okay, all right.
delirium inducing
Yeah.
almost.
And
Like, it's
typically
like,
with like what makes it gooning rather than edging is you're sitting at a setup that has like fucking minimum 3 monitors and you have different shit all on those monitors.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
I
gooning
think
is
I
like
just need one
extreme.
screen to jerk off.
Gooning
Yeah.
is like extreme, like it's not hypertension. It's like it's the most extreme version of edging you can do at home by yourself.
Yeah.
Are we all Adderall boys here?
No,
No.
I am not medicated
For
for any
real?
Of my shit.
I'm not
Neither of you have ever
my
taken Adderall?
my
No.
OCD and my ADHD. I've done 100% cognitive behavioral.
Oh, you
I
guys
have
gotta
not been
change that.
medicated. No, I know. I've tried.
Y'all gotta get on this shit.
I've tried Vyvanse once 10 years ago because my friend Ethan, who has like insane ADHD, who was like
Extended
mega
release
addicted.
or
Huh?
instant release? Extended release or instant release?
What do you mean? Oh, like the pill? I don't remember. I just remember that I took the one dose. It was one pill. Might have been instant release. I don't know. It was. We drove around Gwinnett for 6 hours from midnight to 6 a.m. just talking, and it felt like all of my thoughts for the first time ever. Like I realized it felt like, you know, the scene, the Pepe Silva scene from Always Sunny that gets memed
Yeah.
of like the Charlie in front of the board and
Yeah.
everything. It felt like I didn't realize it, but my thoughts had all been aboard like that, and then suddenly someone like condensed it into like a tunnel, and like my thoughts were like
Yeah.
so streamlined and so organized that I was able to navigate all these insane topics that I normally get on, but it's like in tangent form, and that I've tried to like train myself out of. That way I can like get through a thought, which is why it takes me so long to explain something, is because I'm trying to circumvent it back to the original point. But like as soon as like it wore off, I was like, Ethan, don't ever let me take that shit again, because I will want it every single day. And he's like, you can get it prescribed. I was like, I don't want to.
I mean,
that
like-
shit's scary. Also, it's like Vyvanse is what, like legal meth? It's like one chemical compound.
So is Adderall.
Is it?
They
Do you know
both
how
are.
much Adderall I was on by the end of it?
No.
I had to get weaned off, dude.
Really? I didn't know that.
I was on like, I'm not kidding, like 80 milligrams.
Holy shit.
God,
Okay.
I was
Damn.
on so much.
Jeez.
You were on meth.
Did they
That's-
progressively up you to that, or
Yeah.
did they? Okay, they didn't start you.
This
like,
was like the year before there started to be like concerns.
yeah. What year was?
I was on Adderall until 2015.
Okay, so this is before I met you. Okay.
Before you met me,
Yeah.
yes. And like early 2015 is when I stopped. But from the years of, I guess, from the age of 12 until the age of 18,
Mhm.
I was on Adderall. So, and it was just like, it was fucking insane, dude. I mean, like, by the end of it, I had to get like weaned off like progressively.
Damn.
And it was like just crazy. But like I have like I think some of the worst jerking off Adderall stories. Not kidding.
I was just not expecting it to go back. I forgot
yeah.
what we were
No,
talking
no,
about.
yeah.
I did too,
Let's
yeah.
Let's go.
get
Let's
back
go.
to the original.
Yeah, no,
point,
I'm
please.
very much about this. I'm
The
here
original
for it.
point of gooning. Yes.
Yeah.
Where I would like, I would like, just like, I was able to focus
Yeah.
on like what I wanted to see,
Uh-huh.
but like all the porn in my house was blocked,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because it just was
Mhm.
like, and like that, like
Y'all like
I
McAfee?
was like jerking off to, figuring out a way to change the DNS on the system network so I could watch porn.
Hell.
I was like, I'm gonna watch so much porn.
just
when
the
I
thought of it
figure
was
this
like
out.
so. The thought of it was so
of it,
intoxicating.
that I was like hard as a rock.
Yeah.
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 Or
I
like,
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
so like,
Who hasn't done that?
Many
No, I
people.
understand. There's an aspect of I've talked about this recently with someone actually. There's an aspect of our psychology that it's like mentally understanding that it's something it's not truly inaccessible, but it's somewhat inaccessible
Yeah.
that like creates the whole like the
it's
the
you
pleasure
want what
response.
you can't have. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Mhm.
but then also like in the wild west of iTunes
Yeah.
before streaming,
Yeah.
they did not regulate podcasts
Mhm.
or really music videos
Yeah, you could kind of
at
get away with
all.
anything,
You
yeah.
could kind of just get away with anything.
Yeah.
There was a podcast. There's a video podcast
Mhm.
on the iTunes store that just showed pictures of like hot girls. And I would jerk off to that constantly. I've never admitted this to anyone
What
before.
was the pot? You just pulled that was.
I've never admitted this to anyone, so
That
I'll
was
admit it on the
yeah,
podcast.
That's the most John Mulaney. You remember that bit in Kid Gorgeous where he's talking about like the conversation with his dad? He's like, I've never talked to him about that, but I thought I'd tell all of you. And it's like all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Radio
yeah.
City Music Hall
Yeah.
about his dad. It was it's the bit what's that movie Leonard Bernstein that was about that recently like the Maestro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
about
yeah.
that guy. It was about Leonard Bernstein. It was the whole bit
Bradley Cooper?
John Mulaney did about where he's like, he said, my dad is a very weird and formal guy. A lot of people ask me if he gave me the sex talk. Yes, I think. And then he's like, here's what happened. He sat me down and he's like, I think I'm getting the quote right, but he's like, he sat me down. He said, son, Leonard Bernstein was one of the great composers of the 20th century, but sometimes he would be gay. And I heard once that when he was holding back the gay part, that's when he did his best work. and then John like backs up. He's like, no, we don't have time to unpack all of that. It's one of the best
When
bits.
he was holding back the gay
When
part.
he's holding
is
back
when
the
he
gay part.
did
That's
some
what
of
I
his
hear. He did his best
work.
work. And then he goes like, he's like, and I'm not sure if he was discouraging me from being gay or encouraging me to be a classical composer. Like, what do you think I was going to be in college, going down on some rockin' twink and be like, wait a second, what would Leonard Bernstein do? And then they made Maestro.
Pretty awesome that
Some
Ian just did an
rockin'
entire
twink.
John Mulaney bit on our
I've seen.
podcast.
I
Hey, it
think
was so
that's
funny.
it. I'm pretty sure that is the bit. Like,
I'm not asking you to do the bit for me.
yeah,
No, do it all again, but correct this time.
No,
I'll
I
do
think-
Mitch Hedberg bits.
I'll do Norm Macdonald bits.
Oh hell yeah, I love those. I'll do Tom Segura bits because I've got at least
Hardly
3
Noah.
specials of his memorized.
Okay. No, we're
Yeah,
not gonna
no,
do
yeah.
that.
I know. I
yeah.
want to hear Dawson do the Norm Macdonald bit.
Legitimately, I do kind of.
Yeah,
want to do
his voice
My
doing Norm.
favorite thing that Norm ever did
Mhm.
was on his little talk show that he had.
Mhm.
He made that co-host that he had, Adam.
Mhm.
He made him ask every guest, "Where do you get your ideas?"
I swear to God, he is
Adam Sandler, like across from him, and he's like, "Just always wondered where you got your ideas."
So what do you get your
I'm
ideas?
telling you, before I ever knew that Carson was a Norm fan, one of the earliest things that happened in our in our friendship was, I don't remember what you said, some off the wall shit or something like that. And I was it was like at Toasted Jay, but I was like, why did you say that? You're like, I don't know. I just wanted to flex on it, like something like that. And it was like I identified the Norma gene there,
Yeah.
but like I didn't realize
The
that's
Norma
what,
gene.
the Norma gene. God damn it! I didn't realize that was it. But no, that was like before music. I think really even you and I bonded over like comedy and just general
Probably, yeah.
weird humor. Like I remember I asked you about. Do you remember? Your fucking bio on Facebook for a long time just said, "Did it hurt when you fell from Nebraska?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What does that mean?" You're like, "I just thought it was
I don't
funny."
know. I just thought it was funny. I mean, today, I still do that. Today,
Yeah.
I tweeted, "There's nothing powerful than a man named Jody," because I really do believe that. I'm not getting. Guy came into the restaurant, hot girlfriend,
Yeah.
hot girlfriend. This guy built like a gamer.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. Built like a gamer who teaches Bible.
So not Dawson. Not
Two
built like a
docs
gamer
against
like
him.
Dawson.
No.
Yeah.
Built like a gamer who teaches Bible class.
Yeah.
A Bible
Polo
gamer.
shirt,
Bible
Oh,
man.
barely fits him.
Yeah.
Hot girlfriend. I see him put his credit card into the slot.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Jody.
Holy shit.
Oh.
And I was
Holy-
like, there's nothing more powerful than a man named Jody.
He's a powerful ass man.
Like a man named Shannon. Same kind of deal. Except for the dude from 30
yeah.
Seconds to Mars. That dude, Jared Leto's brother.
Hmm.
That's his name.
Shannon Leto.
Shannon Leto. He's the drummer with the eyeliner.
You should automatically go to jail if that's your name.
Not only that, did y'all watch any of the ABC New Year's thing this year?
No.
Okay, well,
No,
30 Seconds to Mars
I-
played it.
So
Oh,
I saw,
boy.
first of all,
Oh,
Jelly
so-
Roll played, and
Yeah.
maybe we should cut this out. I could not get over how fucking bad Jelly Roll is, dog.
That's like half of his.
That is
that's
a big
that's why he
fucking
chose
guy,
the
man.
name he chose. That's his whole thing.
That's true.
Yeah, he's self-aware, but you know who's
You know what guy we toured with is his front of house now?
who?
Robbie, who did front of house for Light the Torch.
That's really funny. You know
He's
who?
Jelly Roll's front of house.
I've got a
He's
funnier one
rolling in
too.
it, I hope.
In his
Jelly
camp.
rolling in it.
Do you know who his bassist is?
No.
It's a dude I knew from back in the day. He was in this band I fucking loved called Conditions. He ended up after Conditions. They were on Good Fight. After Conditions, he ended up
Is that why he was wearing a Violent Gentleman
yes,
hardcore shirt?
yes, the
on-
bass player for Jelly Roll. But
I
not only that,
see.
he was the touring guitarist, and at one point the touring bass, like he was like the fifth or sixth guy in the band, depending on how many members they had. But he was like the live auxiliary guitar, or like, and then at one point the bassist dude for Sleeping with Sirens. His name's Alex Howard. Awesome, dude. Rules.
Cool.
I don't remember how he got the gig, but I remember just seeing, oh shit, he's playing bass for Jelly Roll now. That's how I found out about Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
I had heard the name, but I didn't really know anything about him. And I'm still
Dude,
friends with Alex on
Jelly
Facebook.
Roll.
And he's like, yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Advanced build on that guy.
Dude, he's a behemoth. Like he's like it's
He's
it's
a
awesome.
Powerful
He-
man.
Yeah, I
If-
honestly wish I
you
was that
opened
big.
up- If you opened up an encyclopedia
Yeah.
and turned to the word hoss,
Yeah.
it's him, baby.
When y'all were talking about big music, that's
Big
just
music.
That's
Oh.
just. It's so funny that y'all were like you. Oh, I texted Dawson about that
Yeah.
separately. Out of the blue, one night I texted Dawson at like 1 a.m.
Big music.
No, I said, would Infinite qualify as big music? And then he was like, I don't know, maybe, probably not. And then like we were just talking about a band called Love and a couple of things. And then like 2 days later, I get another text from Dawson who said, Infinite might be big music.
Yeah, well, Ian texted me and he's like, "Is Infinite big music?" I'm like, "I don't know. I mean, like,
Based on your
fucking-
definition.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like we went into the definition of big music a little more.
Yeah.
And like just what constitutes as that.
Yeah.
And like I was finding surprising modern examples of big music.
Because that's what I was trying to get
I
at.
just
Yeah.
want you to know that when you say big music like this, like it's a real thing, I do feel like a trick's being played.
All right,
I
I guess we'll okay. So
Yeah.
big music is like, it's stadium post punk basically.
Yeah, it's like it's rooted in post, but it has like it's like really you stretch it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So-
stretch like
So fucking the Joshua Tree by U2,
Mhm.
State of Grace by Taylor Swift is big music. Sex by the 1975 is big music.
that's why Infinite to me qualified. In that
Infinite
regard.
is like maybe big music subgenre. It's
Yeah.
close enough. You're looking
all
at
the
me like
songs
I'm
we-
playing a prank
I'm
on
mad
you.
at you, yes. I
I'm
don't
not
like
playing.
it. I
I'm
don't
not playing
like
a prank
this.
on you. This
Those
is
are
real.
4 very different songs.
No, they're really in a lot of
If
ways.
you break it down to their bare essentials, they're like
yeah,
pretty
the
similar.
chord progression's like kind of held out, and it's just like the drums stay kind of like in that.
Iridescence by Linkin Park.
Not-
Good music.
It's no, not really, because it's not
I'm
really
gonna kill
post-punk.
myself.
The...
What is
No,
wrong with you guys?
I love that I'm starting to get it more than Carson is. It's like you're in the right ballpark because of
Being
the
able to be
YouTube
played in a stadium
doesn't
not
make
qualify
it's
as
like
big
it's like
music.
it's the because like what gives Infinite that qualifier is not just the big atmospheric things about it. It's that the drum part I wrote and the bass part are very like they come from that kind of post-punky world of like, and I didn't think about that when I wrote it, but it's like the drums and the bass are like really locked in. It's very like, you know what I mean? It's like kind of locked in. Iridescence more like it's not really post-punk. It's Linkin Park. You know what I mean? It's they kind of did a more grand version of what U2 was doing with 1,000 Suns in a lot of ways, and then just completely different stuff.
Well, I mean, Iridescent could be like.
It's closer to like CCM to me.
Well,
than it is
I
big
could
music.
see it. I could see it having a subgenre on there of big music.
Yeah, it's to me, it's like closer to like secular CCM, which people have said that that's what we are too, which I think is really funny. But like,
It is funny.
I'm gonna burn myself on purpose. This conversation sucks.
What do you mean? What's wrong with big
It's funny-
music?
No, I can't
it's
figure it out.
funny
It's never
because
my
there's
fucking
big
turn.
music, and then in Scott's server this was like a few months back. This was before y'all made that episode. Me and my friend Evan were talking about this. Evan, who was the pitch and everything, that he and I have that like internet heavy project we're doing together. We were just joking. Evan's a big dude. First of all, he's Evan is like taller than me, and he's like just bigger and heavier than me. And he's just this big black dude who plays a 9-string, specifically Josh Travis's 9-string. He's friends with JT, so Scott introduced them, and so Josh sold him his old 9-string at like a mega discount. It's awesome. And so him and Josh, like he's on the Gorf all the time with Josh, and Evan and I have this whole project that we're doing called. I'm debuting this now. This is I've never talked about this before yet.
Oh,
Lee.
we have a scene exclusive.
This ain't a scene, it's a podcast exclusive.
We have a heavy project where I co-write, but he writes and produces all the music, but I'm the vocalist. I sing and scream it. It's called Satin Womb. And it's very just sexy heavy music, but the word that Scott came up for it, because Evan is a big ass dude and I'm a big ass dude, and the riffs are heavy. Scott was like, this is just big ass music, and I was like, this is big ass. Evan makes big ass music. Satin Womb makes big ass music.
It's big
So
ass
there's-
music, but it's not.
but it's not big
music.
music. There's big music, and then there's big ass
So
music.
Jelly Roll is fat music.
Jelly Roll is like
Jelly Roll is not big music.
No. This is what I want to talk about. They make
Carson's
doors.
doing the like.
No, shut up.
Carson's doing a gamer lean right now.
They don't make doors for a guy like that.
Yeah, he's like massive. I know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying.
It's just
That-
remarkable.
He's in awe.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I'm
how-
amazed by it.
Yeah, no, I
That's the biggest guy I've ever seen.
I've looked at him and I've thought to myself, like, there's no way he can use a public restroom or fly on a public. There's just no
Well, he
way.
doesn't have
no
to.
way.
He's
He doesn't
fucking
have to,
Jelly
yeah.
Roll.
Well, yeah, now he is.
Yeah,
I thought it
guess.
was sick as fuck that he's 39 and he won Best New Artist at the CMTs or
Yeah.
CMAs. That's fucking awesome.
He's 39.
He's 39. He won Best New Artist.
That
and
gives me hope.
That's no, dude. Retweet. That's exactly what I said. I mean, Ryan and I were like, dude,
It
we
gives
are
me hope.
we
That
are.
gives me hope that I can gain that much weight between now and then.
Hey, I want to be Jelly Roll when I grow
I
up.
want to be Jelly Roll, dude.
Dude, he's so big. I'm looking at pictures of him.
You know what's really funny?
I
Is
thought
the
you were
idea-
about to go off on big music again, and then you're like, dude, Jelly Roll is so fucking big.
I know.
He's
dude.
tremendous.
You know what's hilarious? Hang on. I want you to think about think about this is gonna be really funny. And I'm only saying this because this is the Patreon episode because we were just talking about it earlier, and because I'm juxtaposing it with a picture of me and Scott. So I'm not taking a shot at this person. I'm just saying it because of what Carson said. Imagine Marty standing next to him. No, I want you to know. And now that I've said that, imagine this image of me and Scott being recreated
With Jelly
Roll
Roll
and
and
Marty.
Marty.
Look at because this image is so goddamn fun. When Scott and I were in Texas with Woe Is Me for So What Music Festival last year, And Samantha took this picture of us in Dallas that is the funniest goddamn picture to me ever, because it really highlighted it. This was like, as if I didn't already know this. This was how I was like, oh shit, I'm huge. Like, I'm just a big person. Hey God.
I've had a couple
There-
moments like that.
Look at this. This photo is so goddamn funny to me. Yeah, I love
Oh my god. You are fucking enveloping him.
and it's so funny because like Scott's not small. He's like pretty normal size. Like he's like 5'8" or 5'9".
Yeah.
But this is he's just a lad.
You're
and I'm
so
just-
close to him on the bench. You're like
That's
trying to
crazy.
You're like trying to push him off the bench.
You're a big person.
Well, that's the thing is I've progressively learned this. I was trying to talk to you about this earlier before we started taping, but I've progressively learned. And I'm not even just talking about weight. Like, if I lost a bunch of weight, I would still be a fucking massive person. Like, I'm just big. But, like, I've learned that I'm just large. Like, let me finish it. I'll elaborate.
When did you figure this out?
Sometimes he would be large.
It took me a long time to realize, one, that I'm tall, and this is what I was trying to tell you about earlier. So I'm 6'3", for context. Dawson is 6'4".
And Carson is
5'10".
2 inches tall.
You are the normal height.
5'10".
Yeah,
Yeah.
over the average.
I'm not a freak.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I wanted to know, Dawson. Was there am I just stupid and oblivious, or was there an age where you realized like you were tall?
I
like,
still have that sometimes.
you still okay? I'm not
like,
crazy.
Because I met Heather, the front person for Envelittle, the other day, at New Year's Eve, and Heather is like
so short.
she cannot be taller than 5'1" or 5'2".
Oh wow.
And like we're standing on uneven ground in this backyard venue, and like I am genuinely almost looking all the way down to talk to her, and I'm like, and at one point I was like, I'm gonna stand downhill of you so I can hear you better.
Dude, I've had to explain this too. Kelsey and I have been together. Now Kelsey's 5'4". She's the tallest woman in her family because both of her sisters are like 5'1", 5'0", and her mother's about the same height. I can't hear them sometimes, and and I've been dating Kelsey since I was 14. We've been friends since middle school.
How long have you been this tall?
I 6'3", probably in my 21, 22. I stopped growing around that age because I was like 6 foot when I was like 18. I just kept growing, dude, until I was like in my early 20s. Until I was about your age.
I got smacked by that second puberty thing,
Yeah.
but I didn't get taller.
No, I got mega like smacked by it because I couldn't grow a beard. Like
Yeah,
I
no.
couldn't grow a
I
beard.
mean, you remember
yeah.
the first time you met me?
Yeah, no,
I was like
yeah,
a rail
Yeah.
and like could not grow a beard, and then
Yeah.
2019.
I've seen like videos of you like playing in Sunnyside and like older. I saw a video of you playing in New Money recently.
Holy shit!
And I was like, damn.
Holy shit.
I was like, this. I could fucking shove this kid into a locker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like,
Carson was like
I
little
was
than when I met.
itty-bitty.
Carson was like as big as Dom when I met him.
yeah.
Dom, because Dom was small too when I met him.
Dom and I were both small.
Dom is
yeah.
still small, but
Yeah.
like at least to me.
Dom's a small little Italian man.
But
I've always had big ass feet though.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, me
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I feel you. What are we all rocking here? I've got 13 and a halves right now.
13.
13, yeah,
12 and a half.
nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Sequential,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I was
12 and a half, 13, 13 and a half.
Yeah.
Love it.
These are actually 13s, but it's because I couldn't find these and I had to have these. I
Oh,
was
okay.
like, I'll suffer just to have like a splash of
those
color
are-
in my wardrobe. I fucking love these shoes.
You wore
They're
those
pretty
shoes
good.
last time.
Yeah, I love these. But what I was getting at was, it took me a while to realize, I'm not the average height. I thought for the longest time, I shit you not, and sometimes I still think this about like Carson or anyone who's even remotely like an inch or less shorter than me. I think I'm eye level with everyone who's not taller than me.
Yeah.
When I meet someone who is noticeably taller than me, I'm like in my head, and I used to think this literally. Now it's just a subconscious thing. But I used to, when I meet someone taller than me, I'm like, oh, you're actually fucking tall. Like you're tall to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, Dawson's tall. Julian and Parker are like right at my same height.
Yeah.
anyone like Scott is 5'9", I think,
Mhm.
and for the
Something
longest
like
time,
that.
I think of him or like Brooks, Ryan even. Ryan's the exact same height as Carson. Ryan, I think of him as like being like the same height as me, like at eye level with me. It took me until like
I'm a little taller than Ryan
Are you? Are you sure?
by like an inch. Yeah.
I have a really cool photo of y'all back to back that it looks like y'all the same height. But
Well, I used to use when I was a single man. I had a picture of me, you, and Ryan
at my wedding.
at your wedding
Yeah.
because all three of us looked fucking great in
We
that
do.
photo.
I've lost a lot of weight since that photo, but like that was a great photo of all of us.
It was a really good photo.
Yeah.
But I'm I look a lot taller than Ryan
Yeah, I
in that
know.
photo, and I'm
Yeah,
like
you do.
very proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
yes, there is a hotter guy in
'cause
this
he is-
photo,
'cause he is-
but I am taller.
Ryan is objectively like in almost any like 9 times out of 10 any photo, if there's other men in it, Ryan's the sexiest man in the. It makes me
Yeah.
so mad, but it's also like
it's
I
really
look-
unfortunate.
it's also, but it
I
makes
look
me
just
mad.
as good as him in that one photo.
In that photo,
every
you
other
know, yeah.
photo together,
I
he looks
swear to
way
God,
hotter than me.
As long as I've known Ryan, and especially since we started a very serious musical project together, my consolation about him being infinitely hotter than I am is the fact that he is the reason we're gonna be anything. Like his looks and his talent alone are gonna like be the reason we get.
Dude,
Like-
another Ryan in my life who's like incredibly hot.
Mhm.
Ryan from Envy on the Coast is like
Oh, that dude.
Dude.
I can't think of what he looks like in my head. I know the band; they're great.
Ryan. If you hear this, you might.
You might be the hottest dude Carson knows.
Ryan's the hottest guy I've ever seen in real life. Where I'm just like, God
He's the
damn,
singer?
dude. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was the singer of
He's
that
the
band.
singer of that band. I know their records. I don't know what he looks like off the top of my head,
Hmm.
but like,
He used to have dreads,
yeah.
and they looked bad.
I
But-
did see them
But now-
once at Warped. I'm pretty sure it was like
Kill
it was,
yourself. I'm
like-
so mad at you.
Like, but
Sorry.
I'm old, dude. I'm 30. I can
Yeah,
say
that's
shit
true.
like this.
You're only 3 years older than me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hey, you're gonna be 28 this year. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
We're so back.
Dude, I'm stoked for you.
Sick.
It gets better. It
Oh, I
actually gets
know.
better,
I know. Your 30s or your 20s with money.
yeah. But yeah, no, that would actually
Eventually.
eventually.
37.
37. 2028, my year for real.
Right.
No, I was all I was gonna say is though I progressively learn every time that someone who is shorter than me is shorter than me, because they'll like make a point to say something about it.
Mhm.
Like they'll be like, "Hey, can you get me that thing?" Or like get out, like you're tall, and I'm like just about
Yeah.
to like just and
It's
I'll
like,
be like,
oh yeah.
oh shit, and then I like look around and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like looking. It occurs to me when it's pointed out to me that unless they get really close to me and I'm like, oh, they're short, and I'm looking down at them, that like I'm like looking over everybody. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that thing you
It
said is like
sucks.
you feel like you're looking everyone in the eye even though you're taller than them. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I get that. And like even if
Mhm.
like I'm looking at someone who's my same height in the eye, I'm like, "Oh, you're taller than me." Because I'm so used to everyone else
Yeah.
being
When did
short.
when did you learn that you were not short, or that you were not average height?
I've there was a stretch of time for a while when I think when I was like 12 or something where
Mhm.
I started being taller than most of my like classmates or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I think maybe I think when I was like 15 it like really hit
Mhm.
and like I got actually tall.
Yeah.
And but like I don't really remember like noticing it one day.
Yeah.
I was just like I think it just like I accepted it very quickly and I was like, I'm fucking tall, fuck you.
Carson's so bored with us with this conversation. It's
Yep.
no.
No.
I was just looking. I looked over at you.
I was going to mention, well, I'm tired. We
Yeah,
have to
no, for
wrap
sure.
this up here in a second. But,
Oh,
yeah, sorry. We're recording again on Saturday. It's fine.
that's true.
Yeah. I don't know how
Maddie-
long we've been going, but
Huh?
I don't know how long we've been going. I think maybe like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
something
been
like that.
40 minutes already.
Something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
No
yeah.
way.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Almost.
We might be wrong,
Yeah.
but it's also like 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 2 in the morning.
What are you saying about Maddie?
Maddie thinks she's way taller than she actually is.
How tall is she?
Maddie's like
She's your
5'5".
height, right?
No,
Okay.
Maddie's not. If Maddie was 5'10", that's a scary
There's
woman.
no way she's 5'5".
Yeah, she's got to be taller than that. I think of her like This is what I'm talking
You're
about.
you're
though. I
taller
think,
than
like,
her, but like I
Yeah.
don't think she's 5'5".
I'm much taller than her. I'm at least 4 inches taller than her.
Are you?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, this is what you see. I'm not crazy, right? Like that's
I feel like Maddie's taller than 5'5".
yeah. But a lot of people. This is what I'm getting at. This
I'll
is the
have to
other
keep
effect
this
I-
in mind next time I see Maddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I'll
gonna
get out
measure.
the tape measure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Maddie's Amber's height, and Amber's 5.
I thought Amber was. We were talking about that earlier. I thought she was taller too. Like I thought she was like
Yeah,
exactly
that's
your
right,
height.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought all the Dow
No.
boys were like the same height.
No.
Again, it's just.
I mean, Jackie's 6'2".
Something like that. Yeah.
Is Jackie that tall?
Jackie's
Yeah,
pretty
Jackie's
tall.
No
6'2".
way. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
My
Dan is
my
short.
little brother,
Is
my little brother is 6'1".
uh-huh.
My little brother Jack is 6'1".
Yeah.
And my little brother Andrew is like exactly 6.
Mhm.
Mortifying, dude. Humiliating.
But you're not short though. You're like
I'm
above
not-
average height.
I'm not, but I am like me and my uncle Jonathan
Mhm.
are like the only 2 short guys in our family.
Meaning under 6 foot.
Under 6 foot.
Okay. So
Well, my dad's
Mhm.
my dad's only a little bit taller than me.
Mhm.
But like my grandfather
Mhm.
is 6'3".
Okay.
If not 6'2".
Mhm.
I don't know. He's 6'2.5" or something like that. But like Jonathan, my uncle, and I are the only 2 guys in our family that are like below 6 feet. Coincidentally, we're the only 2 losing our hair. Yeah.
Are you losing your hair?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I know y'all talked about the widow's peak thing on the last thing, but you like
Yeah.
your hairline is not receding.
Brother, it is gnarly.
It's not that bad.
Is it? To me, it doesn't look any more. It doesn't look like it's receded. Like
It's gotten worse though.
yeah.
Like
Mm.
I can tell. Like
I,
Yeah.
it
I can tell.
legitimately, when you grow your hair out, it reminds me of like when you were younger. Like
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Which is why I look so young when I have long hair.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. I mean, the hairline
like a
doesn't
little
look
boy.
different. You know what I mean? Like the hairline. At least to me,
Yeah.
I could be misremembering. That's very funny though. That's
I
like,
just took a
not that
big-
it's not funny that you're losing. It's just
No.
Listen,
it's-
I got fucking really scared about that, so
Yeah.
I asked my parents for Christmas for hair loss prevention medicine.
For real?
Yeah, and I got some.
Mhm.
I have some supplements that I've started taking.
I when y'all were talking about that on the last, was it the last episode? I think it was
Yeah.
the last episode.
Yeah.
I googled the MGK photos that you were talking about. By
Yeah.
the way, but it's
They're
holy
crazy.
fuck,
They're
dude!
crazy.
And it was funny too because he had like the Vegeta thing going on.
Yeah.
Like where
Yeah,
his hair was like
dog.
all here and like he had like an M like almost.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was crazy.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And
See,
then,
you
like,
don't look
the-
like that. Your
Brother got
hairline like
fixed up.
looks more
Yeah.
up front and even compared
It's
to
closer, but also like
Mhm.
I know it's gone.
Dude, if you go full like bald one day and just have a beard, it's gonna be sick as fuck looking.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
you
I
would
mean,
that's
you would
how
make
Brooks-
it work.
Yeah.
But like my
I want to look
long
like Shel
hair-
Silverstein.
Hell yeah.
I want to be Giving Tree.
See, there you go. See, it's not that big of a deal for you because if you lose your hair, then like you can work it bald.
Yeah.
But like if I lose my hair,
Mhm.
that's like half my charm.
Dude, seriously, like I
So
I
I've
have,
gotta
I
keep
have
that
my
shit.
Hair, I have my hair tied back right now.
You bald would be so
It would be
scary.
so weird.
I have my
I
hair
don't
tied
think I
back
wouldn't
right
like
now,
it.
like since we started
You
taping
look
the
like
bonus-
Lurch from Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it would not be good. Hence why
Yeah,
I got the
no,
supplements.
Straight up, I feel the same though because like I used to have. You never met me back then, but I used to have short hair. I like when Carson
I've seen
met me, like,
pictures of you with short
yeah,
hair.
I used to grow my hair out and cut it all off and grow it all out. And when I say grow it out, it was like down to like here, like I get it like kind of like long or scruffy at least.
Mm-hmm.
But like because of the pandemic, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna grow my hair out the length I wanted. I've always wanted to have like hair like what I have, like what you have.
Mm.
And I swear, the minute I did that, I was like, I can never go back because like
Yeah.
I have my hair tied back now, and I have a hood up, and it's just you guys in the room with me. But I feel so self-conscious and naked without long hair because it's
Yeah.
like and also I'm a big person, so like my head feels so tiny on my body, and I have a big ass head, but my head looks like, you know how Waddle Dee from Kirby is shaped?
Yeah.
That's how
Yes.
my head is shaped. You can't unsee it now, right? My daughter has the same head shape as me. I literally look like
The Waddle Dee
I have
family.
a Waddle Dee ass. Like his
The
entire
Waddle Dee phenotype.
his entire body is my face shape.
Mm-hmm.
I've tweeted that once and Amber commented and said, I wish I had something in common with Waddle Dee. And I laughed so hard. That was like a year or two ago.
That's
and
how I aspire to be.
I always remember
like
Amber
Waddle Dee.
commenting. That
She's
is
so funny,
it's so
man.
fucking funny.
Her dad has a. Her dad does. First of all, her dad has always had a ponytail.
Mhm.
Like back when it sucked.
Yeah.
You know, he had a ponytail when it like really sucked.
Yeah.
I
I love the way you put that. That's so
It's-
when it sucked.
Am I wrong?
No, I
Yeah, he had a ponytail when it really sucked, but now he's like lost his hair, like to like probably here. I'd say,
Yeah.
listeners, I'm putting
Mhm.
like if
It's
I'm
like
putting my hand
it's
as
almost
if I was
parallel.
slicing my head in half.
It's almost parallel to his ear.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
met
yeah.
him for like the second
Right
time, I think,
here?
at the show that you guys played recently, and I noticed.
well,
but
he's
yeah,
he's lost more
yeah.
since then.
Since November, Jesus Christ.
Well, no, not
Yeah.
since November. I thought
Imagine.
you were saying February.
No.
Or January. But he still has hair all around here. Still has a ponytail.
Oh my goodness.
Still has a long flowing ponytail.
That's awesome.
It's so dope.
That's
Like,
awesome.
every time I see him, I'm just like,
He's gonna
you're so awesome.
like he needs to commit, never cut it, and
Oh, big
age
time.
into looking like Prince Zuko from Avatar season 1, where he's just bald but with a fucking ponytail.
I mean, he is almost a 60-year-old man. I think he's gonna die with that ponytail.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It was
at
just
this
so
so
point,
should do.
dope.
Why not at this
I'm
point?
so mad that like I'm not gonna get gray. My mom's side of the family doesn't gray until they're like 45, and I have like been like
Oh, dude.
inspecting,
I'm about,
looking.
this is the gayest thing I've ever said on this podcast. You
What?
look so hot, Gray.
Dude,
Dude.
I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you. I legitimately look at
You would be a wizard if you had
dude.
gray
I
hair.
I
For
would
real.
dude. Okay, straight up. I've looked at you know, if I mention the two members of Tears for Fears, Kurt and like Roland Orzabal, like no, it's just Kurt
yeah.
and Roland Orzabal, the two of them. Like
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
know y'all know the difference between them in your head, right or no?
No.
Okay, I'll just
Yes,
I'll
I do.
like they literally like the way they looked on the cover of like Songs for the Big Chair versus how they look now as like old men. I saw them play at Amaris last year. Holy fuck, they look so much better now
Mm.
Yes.
than they ever did. And straight up, Roland is exactly how I want to look. Like he looks like a goddamn wizard, and it's awesome. Look at this. That's him on the left.
Oh my goodness.
Look, if anyone for listeners, look, just Google Tears for Fears now. That's how I want to look. That's legitimately he's the
He
fucking
looks great.
man.
Yeah.
And he still plays a cherry red Stratocaster, just wearing all black like button ups and boots. He
Oh,
looks
I've
like
seen
a
him,
motherfucker.
brother.
Dude, he's
That's
insane.
based.
Like it's insane. It's the look I want to have, no matter what what the style kind of becomes, because like the culture is kind of everything's like Y2K now,
Mm-hmm.
and like everyone it shows has like what are you laughing about?
He looked at that X-Men cover. Oh, he said
That is fucking goddamn.
for our,
Sorry,
It's
I'm
just-
sorry.
Carson is so obsessed with like I know it's not Jelly Roll in that picture, but it is Jelly Roll that you're kind of fixating on.
for that for
It's
audio
so
listeners,
funny.
it's a X-Men. It's a cover of an X-Men comic. I think it was like a variant cover where the Blob is shaking hands with a woman on a hill, like in front of a
It's
sunset.
a meme format.
And it is,
yeah.
yeah, it's that meme.
You've
It's
probably
a
seen
comical,
it. It's just
a comical drawing.
Carson looked it up earlier.
I made it my phone background.
To explain his fixation with Jelly Roll. No, he just
To
made his
explain
phone
what it
up.
would look like if Jelly Roll stood next to Marty.
Today, this is unrelated, but today, my friend
Go ahead.
my friend Max was relieving me as manager at the restaurant,
Who's relieving you?
and yeah, he was we were gooning together.
In the back. Of
I was gooning
And
him. he
just
was
because I
gooning
knew
me.
he was coming in
He was coming.
inside of me, he was giving me, what was it? Sad darkness, filling me up like a balloon.
Oh yeah.
No, it was dirty sadness.
Dirty, sad, dark.
Dirty sadness sounds like a
Filling me up like a
You're
balloon.
going to pick up like a specific like indica like strain.
Dude,
This shit's called dirty sadness.
Fills my lungs up like a
Dude.
balloon.
dude, I love when I have gay sex and I give a guy a dirty sadness. All right, anyway. Fuck.
He was relieving you.
He was relieving me at work.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think this is related. It just made me laugh. I took a piece of receipt paper and folded it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And on the front, I wrote, "Hey, Max, check this out." And I like left it on top of the fridge, and the inside said Nick Jonas still has diabetes. And he hasn't texted me yet, so I assume he didn't find it, or he found it and didn't find it funny, which
Nick
is
Jonas
way worse.
Still has diabetes. Oh yeah, where would it go?
I don't know.
I remember seeing the fucking PSA for that on like Hannah Montana or something, whichever
Yeah.
show that he was
They
on.
really leaned into the diabetic
Yeah,
stuff.
they were like, it's like, I've got type 1 diabetes, and I thought he was fucking dying.
Legitimately. I
They were
forgot
like,
about
I was like, oh no!
that. He was really
Nick
injected
Jonas
with
is
that
gonna
dirty
fucking
sadness.
die.
Yeah.
Insulin is just dirty sadness.
Have we
Oh,
talked
fucking
about how the
dude.
clean version of Jealous is better than the...
I don't know if we have. It is though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You're
so
so sexy,
crazy.
beautiful, and everybody wants a taste.
Yeah.
Way better than You're So Fucking Beautiful and everyone wants your sex.
You know,
He's a guy.
Mhm. Yes, he is.
he is a guy.
He's a guy
with
who,
diabetes.
with diabetes
You don't
who
have to
is
make him
bad
up
at
either.
swearing.
Yes.
The epidemic of people being bad at swearing is really
Olivia
funny.
Rodrigo also.
I was just about to bring her up.
Yeah.
This fucking Vampire. The best version of that song is a happy medium between the clean and the explicit
Mhm.
version, because
What? I haven't even heard the clean.
the clean version replaces Fame Fucker with Dream Crusher, which I think is a way better lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Also
Wait,
because
what's the lyric before it?
Bloodsucker, Fame Fucker, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire.
Dream Sucker.
Bloodsucker,
Crusher.
Bloodsucker, Dream Crusher, bleeding me dry like a goddamn
Oh,
vampire.
it's so much better.
It's so much better.
But then what's bad about the clean version?
It censors goddamn, so it's just bleeding me dry like a damn vampire.
Oh, so they didn't even try to replace it.
No,
That's so weird that they would replace the other word. I guess because it wouldn't make any sense. But like, then they
bleeding me
did they
dry
just
like
do
a
this-
god vampire.
Yeah, like a god vampire. I love that it's always just blank, dude.
Yeah,
Like, they don't
it's- I
even.
mean-
It's like if you're gonna censor it audio for like a music release, you should
It's
just
censored for Fortnite
Oh yeah, no, I understand, but I'm
because
saying
I'd
like,
be
it's like-
playing that shit on the rhythm game.
I'm just saying the funniest. I feel like I understand why they just instead of like
That's so funny.
they just mute the vocal. Like I understand that that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. But I've always been of the opinion it would be way funnier and better, like more effective to insinuate something is here if they just went with the full like television bleep.
Oh,
instead.
songs
in music,
do
it
so
would be
funny.
awesome.
Some songs do that. Fucking Walk the Moon did it, and I was so pissed off.
Wait, did they really? What
yeah,
song?
headphones.
Really?
Yes,
I've never heard the
In the
censor.
second-
It's just a beep of.
It well, that's the normal song. Like, there's
Oh,
not a
gotcha.
clean version. It's just that.
They just
In-
bleep it. But
In
they
the
bleep it on
second
purpose, yeah.
verse, Nicholas goes, "Cause you're so fucking cute when you're rocking it out," and they fucking bleep it
Yeah.
with the television sound. I'm like, dude, like you're already struggling to get me with this song because the lyrics are so bad, but the instrumental is really good.
Yeah.
And then like
They used to be such a fun band.
Mhm.
they still are.
Yeah.
It's just like
Dawson have to listen to their newer record. It's actually really good.
it is really good. Heights is a good record. It's not as good as Talking Is Hard, but it's still good. Fucking,
I don't even think Talking Is Hard is that good.
I like Talking Is Hard. I think it's good.
I love the juxtaposition of all of our tastes because we all think like, especially when it comes to very popular music or very popular bands, there's stuff that we cannot reconcile that the other likes.
Yeah.
Like, like it's very funny.
It's not that I can't reconcile. It's just like
Dawson can't reconcile that.
I
I
hopped
think the
on to
Fall Out
walk
Boy
the.
song was good.
I hopped on to Walk the Moon when they released Anna's Son.
Yeah.
I'm an OG.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
No,
then
I
Talking
understand.
Is Hard came out, and I was like, this is just fine.
When I first listened to Talking Is Hard, I was like, damn, this ain't that good. And then I came back to it like 6 months later, and I was like, oh, this is peak.
Mhm.
This
Except
is
for different colors,
semi-related.
which is weird.
clean version that censors goddamn
Mhm.
of I Write Sins Not Tragedies, nowhere to be found on streaming.
Good.
Really?
I think it's just gone.
So yeah, they're just committing to
I
the
think
goddamn-
that they are just like, this is fine.
closing the door.
That's how it is
Yeah.
on radio, I think.
It's they don't even have God. It's just closing the door.
Have we thought about how that like that band is not going to be remembered for anything other than that song and High Hopes if they don't come back
Truly.
and fix their legacy?
Truly.
Like I
Y'all-
don't
y'all
I
went
don't
into-
think
y'all went into it a little bit once,
I don't
but yeah.
and like fucking one of the Viva Lost Vengeance songs played at work the other day because I had work uses my Spotify. Have I explained this?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. But
Which is really funny. The story about you being on tour and seeing that that they were using it.
oh yeah, and I did queue up some like Vile Jarda just to see like how quickly someone had to run to the back and skip it.
I did a similar.
I did that one or two times.
Remind me to say I did a similar thing to my roommate once. But go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed soon, y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah, no
But
worries.
anyway, like one of the Viva Lost Vengeance songs played at work,
Mhm.
and it's ba-da-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-da-da-da, bum.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Middle of a breakup.
yeah,
middle of a
It
breakup.
just sounded like crush.
Yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
but like
One of the better songs, but still not good.
still pretty bad. And I listened to it, and I was like, man, like this band is just like not going to survive if they don't come back and like fix their legacy. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean that as somebody who like considers themselves
A Panic fan.
a Panic fan.
Yeah,
like
I
I would
agree.
still call myself a fan of that band when they have had 2 records that were very, very big fucking misses from me.
Yeah.
If not 3, because I don't really like Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. I'm not huge on
I
that
think
record.
it had some cool songs. I think the record is.
The production on Death of a Bachelor is sick.
Yeah.
The production
The
on that
production's
record
the best
is
thing about it.
insane.
Yeah.
Well, that Emperor's
Yeah.
New Clothes song I think is
It's really good.
one of the best.
That
band songs.
shit is like crazy.
I listened to that the other day, and the second I finished it, I was like, I gotta listen to that shit again.
Mhm.
I gotta run that back.
But fucking I just don't think that any of the hits other than High Hopes and I Write Sins,
Mhm.
I don't think they have the gas.
And High Hopes
Mm-mm.
I
really,
just don't think
High
they
Hopes really
do.
only has the cultural relevancy of being something you heard. It doesn't
The
really
Mayor
have.
Pete
it doesn't,
anthem. Yeah.
It doesn't have the cultural like footprint that I Write Sins.
No,
Not at
it
all.
doesn't.
The closest thing they had to that at one point was 9 in the Afternoon.
This
'Cause
is
it was-
gospel.
Yeah, because like, oh, that's true. Yeah.
Huh?
This is gospel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
think
song
this has
doesn't
got
have gas though.
no.
Yeah.
But I think that was closer than 9 in the Afternoon.
That's
Well,
true. Yeah.
So here's like, my dad explained this to me one time when I was like, I referred to In Excess as a one-hit wonder.
Mm.
I was young.
Yeah.
So
Mistakes happen.
mistakes happen. I love In Excess now. I
Mhm.
think they were a great band. And like, because Need You Tonight,
Mhm.
I was like, that's the only In Excess song I know.
Right.
That's the only one that still gets played on like 80s radio
Yeah.
in the car.
It's like thinking Everybody
or,
Wants
like,
to Rule the World is like the only Tears for Fears song. It's the like
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
There's,
And
like, way more
In Excess
hits.
obviously doesn't play anymore.
Right.
So like, whereas Tears for Fears like has consistently been still doing shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And my dad was like, I can see why you say that. He was like, you don't understand how big this fucking band was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, everything they did was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, even when it was not good,
It was a big
everything
deal.
this band did was a big deal. And me and my friends would always buy the new NXS, and we would always talk about if it was as good as the previous one and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, that was something we did all the time.
That's the difference
And-
between like just any sort of like quote unquote like mainstream success and actual staying power.
Right.
You have actual staying power that's organic and can't be bought if people have religiously like even if they know it's shit. Like, I mean, you can say the same about Fall Out Boy or Panic. Like, it's like they're always.
That's what I'm saying.
You're always talking
That's what I'm
about
saying.
it.
It's like Fall Out Boy or Panic releases a new record. I'm gonna listen to it at least once.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna buy it.
And there's gonna be more discussion about it than anything.
No, exactly. Like, I will listen to it so that I can talk to Dawson about it. You know what I mean? So, like, when I think about Panic, I'm starting to think that it's going to be a similar situation, whether they come back and do it again or not.
Yeah.
Like, if Brendan comes back and he's like even willing to play ball, and by play ball I mean like only him do a Fever, You Can't Sweat Out like record. Anniversary tour. No, not even style record. Like, I mean really play ball.
Like,
I mean actually fucking play ball. Anniversary tour, re-record something, like whatever. That was weird.
That's never happened.
That's never happened. Yeah.
Well, maybe one.
I had to wiggle my cursor.
Second time it happened then.
Yeah. So even if he's willing to play ball, I don't think they cement their legacy as anything other than I Write Sins. Maybe High Hopes. I don't think 9 in the Afternoon has the gas.
No.
Great song. It does not have the gas that I Write Sins has. It just seems kind of fucked. Like,
there's
and
almost
that's
no
a
way
little
you can,
dark, but like, while I'm thinking about it, it's like, I'm sure that there are people that, like, I mean, of course there are people that go see the stadium tours currently and stuff like that, but once those fans that were initially roped in by Fever and Pretty Odd and Vices and some of the later album hits, once those fans grow up and get over it, because music like that is creates very transient fans, other than people who are influenced by it. It just doesn't seem there's a lot of gas in the tank, man. Like, when you take away all of that,
yeah, you can't really save that IP.
First mistake was releasing that fucking record that sucks. Should have been a different project or solo record or something like that. But shout out to my boy Alex Stoddard, my friend who did the artwork for it, who wants to come on the podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
And two, like, the second mistake was quitting. Like, and also bowing out, no final tour, no gimmicks, no cash grab.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it to the point, like, which is kind of a silly metric to measure it by, but like, would it wind up on the Fortnite rhythm game? Because the songs that they've been picking for
that, barometer.
The songs that they've been picking for that, like, there is a Fall Out Boy song on there, and it's my songs. But I could see them putting
great example of a song that's going to live on probably forever.
That song has the legs to do that. I think probably Sugar probably has the gas too. I think I could see that on the Fortnite rhythm game. I could see I Write Sins on the Fortnite game. I could not see basically anything else from their discography except for High Hopes in there.
Yeah.
Cuz like that's the kind of, like, that's the caliber of shit that you have to do to get Fortnite to chart out your song for their rhythm game. Is like, it's got to be this, like, fucking big thing.
It's got to be a song that everyone who plays Fortnite knows and wants to play.
Yeah, or like, it is like reasonable to expect that they might know, because like fucking Dog Days Are Over is on there. Fucking
huge song.
Buddy Holly is on there.
Not familiar.
Who?
It's just filled with, like, songs that clearly have the Carson.
Sorry, I looked at my phone background again.
It's filled with songs that clearly have the juice to last for a lifetime.
Yeah,
which is like a good strategy to pick your songs for, because then, like, people will want to spend 500 V-bucks to buy it, which is absurd. By the way, that's like that's more than most emotes.
Is
Which
the
is
rhythm
crazy.
game fun?
Yeah, it's
All right.
fun.
Do you
The
play
trouble-
with mouse and keyboard?
Yeah,
Fucking hell, man.
Dude, I'm
yeah.
telling
I'm
you,
on
that,
expert too. Like,
Fortnite like has become an empire.
mhm.
Do you know that Epic, like their revenue last year was their just revenue, and like not profit or anything. Their revenue was $32 billion.
Yeah,
Well, on that depressing note,
I bought Goku.
thank you for listening to the Patreon. Tell your friends to subscribe. We talk about fun things like this and we have a good time.
And big guys,
And big
big
guys.
big music,
fat cast.
big ass.
Big music.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, smile.